Another day, another video, you know the vibes. So I was scrolling Twitter again and I saw this on Dexerto. I just thought to myself, you know what, let's just watch this, let's give my opinion on it. So it's basically Hasan, a political commentator on Twitch, and he says streaming is harder than a real job.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome, a real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you, you know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
I'm just going to give my opinion piece on it that nobody asked for. Now, I would say for streaming, I've always said it's tough in the sense where you do have to be entertaining. In this realm now, there's no way you're just turning on the stream and then you're going to get consistent viewers or high viewers and potentially make it so that you can make it your way of living. There's just no way in hell you're just turning it on. Cool. Like everyone does say, yeah, it's easy. It is easy in the sense where, yeah, I can turn on the stream as long as I got a cam. I could use my phone. Doesn't mean anyone's going to be in there. The only person that's going to be in there is you and Mootbot. There's going to be no one else. So from Hasan saying that, yeah. But from the fact that it's harder than a quote real job, let's say you're working sales, retail, call center, IT department, there's just no way. Like I said, you haven't got that boss lingering over your back. You don't have to clock in. You know, there's a certain time you have to clock out. You know, the only bad thing, like I said, with streaming necessarily, you want to dig out your nose, you can't because you're on cam, and you're taking breaks. If you was to take a break, that's going to be detrimental because people are going to be like, where's the streamer? You go for like a minute to take a shit, someone's going to be wondering where you are. That's the negatives that necessarily come with it. But when you get to a certain point as a streamer and you've made it, let's say you're the big streamer, like Hasan, you could take days off. You could take days off and it wouldn't affect your income necessarily. Like you're okay. Smaller streamers, nah, they have to grind it out because, and it's uncertain. It's uncertain the amount of subs they're gonna get. And I think there was, I think Lulu Lovely said, where majority of streamers actually make the majority of their money from, I think, sponsors, necessarily compared to their Twitch subs. So yeah, when he was talking about it's harder, you know, than a real job, I'm thinking, hold on, but it was said that he quit his sales job to do streaming. So there's no way it could have been, if it was that bad, wouldn't you have stayed then necessarily with the sales job? Let's say the money was better, but for people to say, for him to be complaining and saying, you know what, it's harder than a real job. I knew there was going to be backlash straight away. I knew on Twitter and any social media, there was going to be backlash. Someone else had tweeted saying, it says here, as someone who's worked 12-hour shifts with a 4-hour commute while going to uni full time, streaming is easily the hardest job I've had. The post-stream social exhaustion is so real. I don't know how anyone could do it every day. And then Mutahar said, streaming is by far one of the easiest, most privileged jobs one can have. If you're successful, the rewards far outweigh any of the negatives. Compare it to any service job, cybersecurity or nursing, and you'll find something actually exhausting. And that's facts. Work in retail during Christmas, Boxing Day, New Year's Eve, like that's hell. Any of the holidays? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I thought I knew what hell was until those holiday season come around. Yeah, it's oh boy. Those days when you're just like, please don't come over and ask a question. Please don't come over and ask a question. Where's this? What's that? How much does this cost? Do you have this available? Blah, blah, blah. Like I said, yeah, I've got a smile on my face helping. But it's just like, oh my gosh. Those days used to be hell. You're on your feet for your whole shift. You know, you're not really taking breaks unless you got the lunch break. Or, you know, you got to go quickly to the toilet. But like I said, sometimes them toilet breaks would get dragged out. Those toilet breaks, they turn into mini breaks. Let's put it that way. Because, hey, like I said, you can go to the toilet as much as you want. You just space them out. And I'm getting paid for it. That's the only place where you're getting paid to shit. So, yeah, no, it's facts. Compared to retail or nursing, that type of stuff, it's it's easy. And when I was doing, like I said, IT job before as well, when you've got different sites, different clients, working in a school as well, that's tough. You've got teachers to report to, the headmasters, the headmistresses, and it's just like you've got constant tickets coming through. There's no rest. There's no rest. You've got to be on top of it, and your manager's saying, "What are you doing? You know, can you do this afterwards?" You're thinking, as soon as you get a peace of mind, if you've cleared all the tickets, your manager's like, "Oh, can you do this for me? Can you help me out?" You're just thinking, well, you know, I just want to like chill for a second. Like it's constant. With streaming, you haven't got that manager lingering over your back saying, you know, Durrell, what are you doing? Can you help with this after you've done? Yeah, this needs clearing out. Can you go and help your colleague do this and that? You know, it's just constant bombardment. I've said this before. I do believe certain streamers, like once they reach a level of success where they're literally successful as a streamer, I think they lose their marbles a bit. I think like because they're in that realm of constantly, like I said, being online, always, like I said, it's always online. You've got to keep up this image to a degree, you know, when you're, like I said, you're working a normal 9 to 5, you don't really have to talk to your colleagues, you know, unless you have to complete a task or something. You can keep to yourself, do what you need to do, go home. That's it. You're not there to make friends. But with the online stuff, always online, cameras in your face, the lights are on, the cameras flash, and you're just like, you have to keep this. If you're popular, cool. Not necessarily you have to read the chat, because some people say, well, you don't deal with the 8-9 hours that I'm streaming and I'm getting abuse in the chat. People telling me to kill myself. People saying, oh no, you look a bit weird today. You look tired. They're just random abuse. Like for me, I've never got that, because you don't have to read it and you can just ignore it. And the online stuff, like quote bullying, I've never really understood. Like I think Tyler the Creator said, like, how do people get bullied? Just turn off the screen or whatever. Like I get that, but yeah, online stuff, that's never bothered me personally, but to someone else it might. But yeah, I just think it's if he's saying exhaustion, like I to a degree, kind of, but you're not doing the manual labor, so I'm not really got any like sympathy. It's like, you know, you're sitting down, yeah, you could have a standing desk and whatnot, but it's not manual labor. You're not working on a construction site. You're not doing retail work. You're not dealing with customers coming in, you know, the Christmas shift. Anyone that's worked retail will tell you the worst shift, Christmas shift. Crazy time. It's that you got managers asking you, can you do this shift, do that shift? Yeah, even when you've done that shift, can you work overtime? Can you work overtime on the overtime because someone's called in sick? I'm like, listen, I want some Christmas rum. I want to go home. Like, I remember one time I was working retail way back. It was my old job, and then the manager was in one of the office, because I was dealing with the online orders. I'd finished my shift, and I was like, you know what? Even the pay that I'm getting for working overtime is peanuts. I was like, it doesn't make the effort that I need to put in doesn't equate to the amount that I'm getting paid. So I just thought, you know what? Nah. So I was about to leave, and then the manager's like, oh, Durrell, can I talk to you? And I already knew. Like, yeah, what's up? Can you do overtime? Straight away, I just said no. They're like, why? I'm thinking, why am I getting asked? Like, I just committed a crime. Why am I getting asked 21 questions? My name ain't 50 Cent. And I'm like, no, because I don't want to. I shouldn't even give it a reason. I just said, I just can't. And she was like, oh my God. No, why? And even the team leader then came into the office, was like, yeah, Durrell, you doing like standing next to me, like, you can't do overtime, like trying to guilt trip me into doing it. I'm like, no, sir, because what happens is you'll bust your balls to do that, and the business, the organization won't remember that, and will still ask for you to bust your ball, do your normal 9 to 5 anyway the next day. And even let's say you want to take a day off or whatever, they're like, no, we can't do that, we need you in and whatnot. Listen, just do what you need to do and leave. And that's what I done. I said no. And they were shocked. They were like, because usually they're thinking, oh no, Durrell's gonna say yes. I was like, nah, mate, I'm out of it, see ya. I was like, nah, let some other jabroni do it. But I don't know if they got help, but like I said, the team leader was in there and the manager, and I said, I'm gone, see you later. It's like nah. So when you've just got this thing of, like I said, Hasan's in a position where he could take days off. Certain other streamers, they can't do that. If you're working like I said, quote, normal job, taking days off, it's extremely detrimental. and that's going to come back to bite you in the ass. And like I said, the only thing I do say with streaming that's tough is, well, the revenue that's coming in isn't guaranteed. If you're like a small / medium streamer, you're trying to make this a full-time thing, subs coming in, that's your income. And if no one's subbing, I don't know how certain things are going to get paid, certain bills, you know, utilities and whatnot. It's just, you don't know. But like I said, you're in a position where, let's say, for example, you've signed a contract with a site like YouTube or Twitch. You don't stream, it don't matter. You got the paycheck. You're laughing. If you're not a Shroud, Hasan, or Pokimane or Valkyrie, you know, this, I think, Pokimane signed a deal, Shroud as well. Yeah, like when he had signed with Mixer and what's his name, Ninja as well from before, they've made their money. They're cool. Now it's just for fun for them. It's got to be, for me, it would just be for fun. I think I'm not busting my neck. I'm good now. I'm comfy. Even if I don't stream, or I only stream for 2 hours, and I know I'm still going to get some donos in and some subs. I'm eating well. I'm eating well. It's the full buffet over here. I'm living life. Living the vida loca. So I just think it's just bizarre, and it made me laugh because I knew there was going to be backlash anyway. But apparently, Asmongold, another streamer as well, agreed with Hasan. But then there was a tweet here. This had me laughing. It says here, Asmongold agrees that streaming is socially draining, and look at the like to dislike ratio. And he's got 1.8k likes and 1.7k dislikes. The thing is, it gets views. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't give a flying fuck if it got loads of dislikes. If I'm Asmongold, it's thanks for the view. But someone says here, I'm sure streaming is socially draining, but I don't see how it's any more socially draining than a normal job. People don't want to hear millionaires complain. It's really that simple. That's facts. That is complete facts. I don't want to hear, like I said, people that are great actors. Like, let's say one day Denzel makes a social media post saying acting's too much, man. I hate it. I'm thinking, bro, you've got a lovely wife, lovely kids, nice house. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. It's sad that you're feeling that way, but I don't want to hear it. And then the guy replied saying, it's pretty simple. I worked at a warehouse for 8 hours with close to no social interaction. Afterwards, I'm able to still go hang out with friends. I've also streamed 8 hours, and afterwards I don't want to be even more social. It's not a complaint, it's a fact. Yeah, it's people are working grueling hours and they're getting paid less than probably Hasan. But like I said, he's worked his way up. I'm not knocking what Hasan's done. Worked his way from the bottom to the top. Excuse me. Like I said, I don't know his full story necessarily from when he was a smaller streamer. I never watched him. His content's not for me. I don't watch him. Respect to him and whatnot. But to say that like I said, streaming is not easy though anyway. People do say, oh, anyone can do content creation, anyone can do streaming. Go ahead, start. But you're going to have to deal with putting your face out there, putting your voice out there, dealing with any scrutiny you might get. Just have to ignore it. Hey, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. It's just online. You know what I mean? As long as there's no one outside my house threatening with my gun over a knife, I don't care about online comments. But it might affect other people. It don't affect me. So it's just from that aspect, that's what you have to deal with. But yeah, the warehouse. I've done the warehouse stuff. Yeah, retail. It's not fun. It's not fun, and your back's starting to hurt, your legs hurting. You got to put on the smile dealing with customers. They don't want to see someone grumpy looking around. I remember one time, customer came to me and said, it just wasn't even necessarily busy. Customer came to me and said, oh hi, I needed help for an item, find another item, found it for them. And they said, what's with the workers around here? I was like, what do you mean? They're like, the employees in the shop, none of them seem happy. Wait, and I realized, because all of my colleagues were around my same age, were around the same age as me, and I was like, none of them really smiled when they were on the shop floor. And I was like, yeah, it's just sometimes it's tough. It's just, you know, you're working these long hours. Sometimes they're not smiling, but doesn't mean they're not happy and whatnot. But it's just their face. He's like, yeah, whenever I come in here, none of the employees are smiling. I just started laughing. I said, yeah, I don't know. It's just how it is. And they started laughing as well, and they had left. It's just, yeah, it's one of those things as well where a lot of the employees were going through their own trials and tribulations at home, personal life, bills, etc., childcare, blah, blah, blah. still came in, had to do the long hours, go home, still keep up, you know, persona to the employees, to the customers. And because sometimes managers will be like, oh yeah, you have to talk to the customers a certain way. We don't want to have them complaining and whatnot. A lot of the time, I mean, like the other job I had done before, I was helping out a customer and they ended up filling out, I think, a receipt or something like that I was like helping them. So I ended up getting the praise, and then the manager came to me and was like, oh yeah, Durrell, I've heard an employee filled out your name that you had helped them. You've gone out of your way to help them. And I was like, oh yeah. Because I remember my team leader used to say, I had to find something on the shop floor, but I took ages because I was helping a customer. Then when I came back, he's like, oh, where have you been? I'm like, what do you mean, where have I been? I was helping a customer. I'm like, check the cameras. That's what you love to do. I'm not going to lie. That team leader pissed me off. But that's a different story. But yeah, he was asking me, oh yeah, where have you been? I'm like, what do you mean, where have I been? So I was helping a customer. I'm like, thinking I'm just on the shop floor twiddling my thumbs with a finger up my ass or something. I'm like, bro. He's like, oh, okay, well, you need to hurry up. I'm like, how can I hurry up when they're asking me loads of questions? They're trying to buy they were trying to buy a suit for their son or something. And I'm finding different sizes they want to try on. He's like, oh yeah, you got to hurry up. See, that's what you're not dealing with when you're streaming from home. You're not dealing with that. Manager talking shite, or team leader or an employee talking shite about you to another colleague. When you're dealing with, what do they call it? Office, like politics and stuff. I've heard the craziest stuff. Yeah, work in different places. Like I said, if I'm making whatever Hasan's making, I would say every day on Twitter, on social media, I love streaming. I would say I love streaming. I would always put out that tweet saying, if any sponsors want to sponsor me, open to that. Because I'm just like, I'll just play the narrative. It just continue the narrative. But like, I don't understand guys talking about his time. There's so many times as well, worked the long shift. Then my friends like, oh, when I come out for a drink, let's go out to a bar or something. Times I've done it, and times I'm like, nah, I'm way too tired. I've been on my feet all day. Don't want to do it. It's like, my friend's like, no, come out. Let's party up the place. I don't want to party. I want to party in my bed and go sleep. Like, let's go out and party. He thinks he's Diddy. Let's go out and party. That is crazy, man. But Roberto Blake done a long tweet. He does he helps like YouTubers and streamers on YouTube and what to do, like thumbnails, what to do for their content creation. But he was like, I'm going to end the streaming. It's easy. YouTube is easy debate once and for all. It's easier than a real job, pays so much better, and genuinely believe there are no downsides. If you 100% believe that you can work less and make more, and that there are no downsides and it will be significantly easier, why not do it then? Hey, everyone says that, but no one starts. Isn't that crazy? Like, everyone's like, oh, it's easy. Do that. Just put out a video. Do streaming. Then when you ask them, how come you haven't done it for a week? Wasn't feeling it. Couldn't be bothered. I was busy. But you told me it was easy. You told me that it was easy. Then when I asked for the catalogue or the history, the post history, empty, dry, Sahara Desert. It don't make no sense. But he was like, yes, regular jobs suck. A lot do the time, which is why many creators left. It's not easier to do this work and build anything in public. It's that it is less painful to a specific type of personality. It will be agony for someone not built for it, even if they made more money and work less hours. Most creators have no work-life balance, can't maintain healthy relationships, have chronic anxiety over the realization they are digital sharecroppers. And he said, not everything is built for everyone. Most of you reading this know deep down you wouldn't enjoy being a streamer 8 hours a day any more than you would your day job. And not only will most people not be good at it, for most it will likely be very unhealthy for them on every level. I've done everything you can think of aside from food service, so I'm not speaking from some out of touch privileged perspective. Everything has its trade-offs, everything has its sacrifices. The grass is always greener because of the shit you don't see. Ooh, Roberto Blake. I might have to tag you in that bro, spitting. The grass isn't always, it looks, you know what it is? Even though I'm just boasting up streaming now, people only see the output. They don't see the behind the scenes of drafting up something, let's say a script, video editing, like recording it, video editing, upload, tagging, streaming, the equipment, making sure everything's right. There's so much stuff to just see live, uploaded. Cool. Where's this person? Did they die? Haven't uploaded for 2 days. That's the section that I would say, yes, that's tough. But the amount of negatives that come with the real 9 to 5, the list could go longer than, I think it's from, what's that? Wasn't it in Shrek 2? I think when the king, or I can't remember, or the pig has some long name. Was it eviction notice? And the thing was long and listing off all the stuff. It's stuff. Yeah, it's bizarre. Like I said, I'm glad Hasan said what he said. He felt that. I know when people are like, hold on, but he did just say he found it draining. Everything else is draining. You know, the retail stuff. So I don't know. I just think they get to a certain point and then they're successful, and then they kind of maybe forget what it was like doing the normal quote real job. I don't know, innit? The lines probably get blurred because they're always bloody online. They don't know now. They don't just read text now. It's lines of the Matrix. The lines are getting blurred. So I don't know. You know when Neo eventually stopped the bullets and he saw lines of the Matrix. That's probably what they see now when they press the start streaming button. They're like, fuck it all. Damn, I would love to see what they're actually like before they press start streaming. Probably just sitting down staring into the void. You know the million-yard stare? They're just staring into the void like, oh man, another day of dealing with the bullshit in chat, talking absolute nonsense. But the thing is, this is one thing I don't get with big streamers now, yeah? When you're streaming and the thing's moving quicker than Usain Bolt in his 9.58, you can't read all of that. It looks like lines in the Matrix. Like, do you just hover over the chat and then just maybe read one? Because at times there's like 100 messages in about literally 5 to 10 seconds. There's no way you're reading through all of that. Someone probably would have put on there, hello, blah, 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 whoever's streaming. How's your day been? They've been ignored since the day that individual started streaming. They've never read a single message from them. I've always wondered that, you know, like as a viewer and you get ignored, how does that feel? Like, I don't feel like, I'm not trying to be like patronizing, but genuinely, like for big streamers, I've always wondered like, and like you're a viewer of a massive streamer, I would not bother typing a chat. It just gets ignored. Especially if you're asking a question or you're inquiring or you're just saying something, it's never read. And I don't know. I've always found it weird, innit? Like to small, medium streamers, cool, typing in chat, but like to a massive one, let's say a Kaisanat, what's the point of like typing, asking a question, and you just get aired all the time? It must be a nasty feeling. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's more of a parasocial thing. I don't know. And I'm not saying even people that view my stuff saying diminishing them and stuff, but at the end of the day, you're seeing my stuff and that's beautiful. Even if you tune in this long and me waffling on, but I don't know, maybe I think I'm more important than I actually am, because who actually really cares in the whole grand scheme of everything of life? None of this matters. Jim Carrey had a point. This is all meaningless, you know, but topics got to be spoken about and opinions have to be given. So I've given mine and I think I've waffled on for about 20 minutes. I don't know. I think I'm going to do another video on that. I think it's a pastor that has a private jet. I think I saw Penguin Zero talking about that. I want to talk about that one as well. I don't know, but I need to get this uploaded. I don't really necessarily want to edit all the stuff. I think I just need to edit the first part, chuck that out, render it, upload, and Bob's your uncle. And yeah, but yeah, streaming ain't for everyone. Content creation ain't for everyone. But a lot of people do think it is for everyone until they try it and they give up. After the second or third upload or the second or third stream, they give up. But they've got in their about page that they're a streamer. Remove that. I haven't even put that I'm a YouTuber because I think my work rate is piss poor. I don't think it's good enough. But we're going to try and improve. I'm going to try and get to 500 subs. I haven't even looked at the sub count. I don't want to look at it anymore. It's starting to annoy me. I'm just like, it's gonna drain the life out of me, and I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want that, absorbed. It's like on Olympus on Apex Legends when you're absorbed into the warp hole and then you just spat out. I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to see it. I just want to produce content like I used to on my old channel. I didn't care about views and stuff. So, but because the landscape's changed, I'm thinking about, I want to get views. Cut it out, mate. But yeah, I've waffled on, and I think I started to annoy people in the last video. I didn't read any of the comments on my last video, but I was getting loads of notifications, but I'm assuming it's negative, so I didn't bother read any. But I just don't want to see it messing up my mindsets on when I'm recording. I don't want to think, but that comment says something kind of wild. What? But yeah. Yeah, we're gonna record probably the next one. And I'm thinking if I've forgotten anything else. Don't think so, but I know as soon as I stop recording, I'll be like, why didn't I mention that? That was funny. But I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, like I said before, shout out Hasan, shout out Asmongold, shout out Ryan's Nerd Corner. Ryan, if you listen to this long, I need you to start streaming, bro. Don't care what game you're streaming. Could be Dominoes online. I want to see that. With that, all goldfish. But with that being said, I'm out of it. See ya.